heard so many players saying that Grendel is a freaking beast when it comes to tanking damage, and they even compare him to Inaros, the undying Sand King in this game. Here's my honest opinion: you can't compare Grendel with Inaros, as Sand King is on a different level when it comes to tanking damage. All you need to do with Inaros is just place a lot of health values, add adaptation and negation swarm, and finish it up with arcane grace, and you will have no problem mitigating damage at all. I'm not saying that Grendel can't do the same, it's just, this frame got his own way of tanking damage. If you will try the same Inaros formula on Grendel, then I tell you now, you won't have the same result as the immortal one. The thing about Grendel is he mixes armor, health, and energy regeneration, and health restores to be an effective tank in the game. That's how you can be extra thick as Grendel, and I'm here to give you all the details you need to tank as Grendel the right way. I think I have said enough about the purpose of this video. Now let's proceed to the build section. There are 2 tank variations that I will show you today. The first one will have a safety net in the form of quick thinking. This will somehow give you the time to get out in sticky situations. But be careful though, as you all know, quick thinking has a bothering stagger effect which some players hate. Okay, let me explain how this build works. Quick thinking, rage and flow works well with Grendel's second ability, Nourish. Once you activate Nourished Energy, you will have increased energy regen multiplier, which affects your rage mod by the way. This will help you to gain constant energy, so you can always cast your ability whenever you want, and as well as enough energy to keep you alive. Just remember this. Nourish buffs have a condition. The Nourished Armor will proc if you consume a melee enemy inside your belly. Nourished Strike will proc if you consumed a heavy unit, flying unit, or summoned unit. And, you need to consume a range unit, like a Lancer, to proc Nourished Energy. Long story short, you would always want to have a range unit on your belly to always proc Nourished Energy. Now, I have all 3 umbral mods because Grendel needs both power strength and effective health of these mods to become an absolute tank. 1023, plus 600 armor if Arcane Guardian will proc, will give Grendel 84% damage reduction. That's enough damage reduction to take some hits from enemies, and help proc the 90% damage type resistance coming from the adaptation mod. And if you are running out of life, simply cast your Nourish ability to gain health back. The health restore of Grendel's Nourish ability is kind of confusing at first, to be honest. In fact, some of you might think that you will only gain 83 health back once you cast this ability. That is wrong, lads. The thing about Nourish is that it's dependent on 2 things: ability strength and enemy level. You actually don't need to have a very high ability strength though, as the higher the level of the enemy, the more health you get back from this ability. In this case, I have 1.66 times ability strength. This strength will then be multiplied to the base health restore of Nourish, which is 50, and to the level of enemy per 15. Self-heal begins to scale linearly at enemy level 15, so that is why we need to divide the enemy level to 15 always. So basically, if I had consumed a level 135 enemy, I will have 747 health restore on my Nourish ability. It would be higher if I'm up against higher level enemies. Now the last mod for this build is Primed Continuity. The purpose of this mod is to lower the energy drain of Feast, which is the bread and butter for this tank build. Do remember that you need to consume enemy to activate all your abilities, including the most important one for this tank build, which is your second ability. Now, 0.97 energy drain per second means you can hold at least 4 enemies in your belly, before you will notice a huge energy drain. This means that you can also have 200 bonus armor, since Grendel's passive gives you bonus armor per enemy inside your belly. With this build, you will be able to take damage from all those damage mitigation, plus you will have a safety net, in the form of quick thinking, which will give you time to get far from enemies and regenerate your lost health with Nourish. But I know there are some players who hate the stagger of quick thinking, so, I got another build for you lads. And that is removing quick thinking, and adding narrow-minded on your build. This will even lower your feast energy drain, and allows you to hold 8 enemies, giving you 400 bonus armor, before you can notice a huge energy drain. Now add another Arcane Guardian on your build, and you will have a chance to gain 1200 armor if both Arcane proc. If we manage to get all these armor boosts to proc, then we will have 2623 armor in total for Grendel, which results in a 90% damage reduction. Although you don't have Arcane Grace to help you regain that lost health passively, it's still effective since you got 90% damage reduction, and you still have your Nourish ability to replenish your health fast, and it's way cheaper compared to having Arcane Grace. Last word of advice: do not put your Umbral Former on Grendel. I already showed you have to be an effective tank as Grendel, without using any Umbral Former, so please, don't waste it on this frame. The methods I have shown you earlier are guaranteed to give you the tanking power you desire with Grendel, and it costs no Umbral Former. I hope you find this video informative. Be sure to give this video a like, and share it with your friends, as it will help me reach my goal of having 200k subscribers at the end of 2020. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own